Good afternoon, it's Saturday. It's about, what, 3:30. Leeds have just been beat up by Blackburn, so we're into the 3 o'clock kickoffs. At the moment, we're still top of the league while we're doing this, so happy days. Just going to talk a little bit about last night's game against Sheffield Wednesday. As a Boro Fan TV perspective and as a Boro fan perspective, me, Rob and AJ set off nice and early, got down to Middlesbrough nice and early, where we got a fantastic reception once again off the Sheffield Wednesday supporters. We also got a great reception off the Wednesday Ice car park, I think it was called, where they remembered us from last season and let us drive straight in. We had a nice walk around the front of their main stand, which is absolutely magnificent, where we bumped into Neil Bowser and Adrian Bevington. Had a bit of crack with them. Then we, like you say, we got into the ground and the Boro fans were absolutely amazing. Never stopped singing from the first minute till the last. Absolutely class. I've just read in the reports there that I think we took about 1,500, but it sounded a lot louder than 1,500 Boro fans all singing along together. First half, when we went down at half-time talking to other Boro fans, there was a lot of upset Boro fans, you know, all talking about the team which Pulis had picked, which looked really negative on paper, the way it looked as if it was going to be set up. And the first half performance showed, you know, pretty much proved that, because we had lots of possession. Well, it felt like we had lots of possession, but we just didn't seem to be going anywhere with it. We seemed quite heavy on the right-hand side, where Shotton, Howson, Downing and Besic were all linking up, but it just wasn't happening, it wasn't working. And like you say, there was a few occasions where there was a definite outball to the left, and we just couldn't manufacture a move. We couldn't make anything stick. I wouldn't say it was as boring or as what we have been in previous games, but it was really frustrating as for the fans to be sat up there watching what was going on down in front of us. Sheffield Wednesday had a couple of decent chances. Adam Reach hit the bar where he should have done better. He should have really scored. And then I think it was Adam Reach who got the shot off, and Randolph made an absolutely outstanding save, which I felt he'd got his hands to it, but obviously the referee didn't, and he gave a goal kick. I think if I'd have been a keeper, I'd have been gutted, not getting the credit for that save. Then, like you say, we were all downstairs, all having a good moan. Come back out the second half, and you know, it was as if he'd changed the full 11, because it was unbelievable the way we came out, and before you know, we were 2 goals to the good. Quick mention for the Sombalonga, who worked his socks off all night. Absolutely ran himself into the ground for me last night, and for Besic to be so unselfish for the second goal, just to lay that off for him, it must have done him the world of good. Like you say, his goal tally's starting to creep up again this season, so hopefully that continues and he gets a few more tap-ins like that. Pretty much a gimme, the second goal off a back pass off one of the Sheffield Wednesday centre-halves who was under pressure, and he panicked a bit. Went to pass it back. Besic, who, like I said last night on the live feed, who was our best player by miles last night. Best performance in a Boro shirt by any player I've seen for a long time. He just pounced on it and laid it off, and the Sombalonga tapped it in. But the first goal, which set the tone for the second half, where we just pressed, Sombalonga worked hard, went to recycle the ball, and it ended up at our more creative midfield players with Downing and Howson joining together to give a lovely ball into Besic, who smashed it right across the front of the keeper into the far corner, and it absolutely just went mental. In the away end, we were, you know, I had AJT jumping on me, Rob smacking me in the face or whatever he was doing, you know. So I made sure I got out of the way for the second one. As soon as I seen him pass it to a Sombalonga, I sat down because he wasn't going to miss from there. Obviously, with doing Boro Fan TV, we have to leave a while before the end of the game, and where we were parked last night, I think we had to leave on something like 75 minutes to go get the gear from the van. While we were setting up, we heard the roar go up. people, Wednesday fans who were leaving when we were leaving on 75 minutes, informed us that Adam Reach had scored for Wednesday. So straight away, you know it's going to be a worldie. And like you say, when I've seen it this morning, on his wrong foot, adjusts his feet, smashes a right footer on the volley into the corner, and it puts us on the back foot. And I'm so glad I wasn't in the stadium for them last 5-10 minutes, because like you say, as always with the Boro, it's always edge of your seat stuff. And after seeing that, was it a scrum at the end on the goal line? I think Adam Clayton was a little bit late to the party, because he just ran round the back of the scrum and just stuck his head in to make sure that if the ball was going to move, it wasn't going to come out the back of the scrum. Do you know what I mean? But that's a Boro for you. You're always on the edge of your seat. But it was a great 3 points. You know, a great response after the poor performance against Lost Forest. Besic, Howson, Downing's had some stick over the last first 10-15 minutes yesterday, where he tried to take the defender on the inside because he was playing outright. Defender was doing a good job on him. He lost possession about 3 or 4 times, but then next chance he got, he done him on the outside. Stewie Downing is one of our most influential players at the moment, along with Howson. And if Besic keeps coming to the party like that, we're in for a treat. We're in for a decent run if them 3 can keep producing it, and if we can get someone in where their link-up play brings us on longer into the game more, we're going to see the rewards. We're going to see goals. Pulis has been on again, whinging about the chances that we missed. You know, but they're being created. But we actually got 2 goals last night, which was absolutely fantastic. 2 goals, three amazing points, which took us to the top of the league. Like you say, we done a live feed coming home in the van on Facebook, and I'd like to thank everyone who took part in that, because it was just absolutely mental. The comments that were coming through that quick. Poor AJT couldn't keep up with them. So, like you say, we'll do that every game if you want us to do that. You know what I mean? We're going to try and get something set up where you can actually phone as well. We're on the way home, which would be even, you know, better for us coming home and better for you to be more involved with Boro Fan TV. Don't forget, we only managed to get 6 interviews yesterday because I think he was the deputy steward. For some reason, he wasn't happy where we were. We'd already done 2 interviews up against the fence. We were out the way. The only difference was Boro fans were having to crossing the path of Sheffield Wednesday fans, so I think he was a bit worried about that. So I don't know why he done it, but he stuck us right in the middle of the Boro fans just as they were leaving the stadium, and it caused chaos. We got jumped all over. I thought the camera was going to go. Anyway, in his wisdom, he stopped us from filming, so we had to move again. We had to move behind the stewards, which cost us a lot of content, really, because we only got 6 interviews, and by the time we'd set up again, the buses were just outside the gate, so a lot of the fans had left. But like you say, another great night for Boro Fan TV. Great response off Sheffield. Great response off the Boro. So like you say, keep watching. Get yourselves over to YouTube. Watch the interviews from last night. You know, there's 6, but they're all happy interviews, which I like to call them. Don't forget, while you're over on YouTube, to subscribe, like, and please put some comments. Feel free to put some comments. And on the Facebook, like and follow us. And don't forget to catch up with us again on Monday night for the Monday Night Club. Like I say, I've been Guesty. I'm over the moon. At this moment in time, we're still top of the league, up the Boro.